Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Resolved that the regular meeting commence at the hour of 7 p.m. And be it further resolved that Council acknowledges that we are meeting in the Robinson Superior Treaty Area on lands that have been traditionally used by several Indigenous nations. But we would like to pay special recognition to our closest Indigenous neighbours, the communities of Biddigon, Nishnabik, and Pic-Mobert First Nations. We wish to recognize the long history of the First Nations and Métis people in our region specifically and show respect to them today. All in favour? Thank you. Call the meeting to order. There are no additions or deletions to the agenda, so is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest or general nature thereof? Seeing none, we'll move the approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that the agenda be approved as circulated. All in favour? There are no delegations or presentations tonight this evening. So. Moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Rolla. Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting held on January 12th, 2022 be adopted as circulated. All in favour? No petitions. The two items of correspondence, we need to bring them down. Okay. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Resolved that correspondence items 08-01 and 08-02 be received and filed. All in favour? Moved by Councillor Rolla, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Resolved that the minutes of the meeting of the Thunder Bay District Social Service Administration Board held December 21st, 2021, regular and closed, be accepted as received. All in favour? Moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that the minutes of the meeting of the Thunder Bay District District Health Board held on November 17th, 2021 be accepted as received. All in favour? Next item is an update by our CEO.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. As you've probably seen on social media, the number of COVID cases continues to grow in Manitowoc. And a reminder to everyone to practice the regulations and guidelines put out by the province for reducing the spread of COVID-19. And the biggest one is to stay home if you're feeling unwell. An update for Council with regard to the purchase of the rapid antigen test kits. They have been ordered and we're advised that they will be received in Manitowoc next week. So staff are working on a process for an application intake and distribution plan similar to what we did with the extreme dollars. And staff will review that tomorrow and we'll put the information out to the public once we have a firm confirmation on when the test kits will arrive. Staff and council attended the Rural Ontario Municipal Association conference this week, which was virtual. And again, it was a conference that really focused on rural and northern Ontario. A lot of discussion around homelessness, poverty, mental health issues, and drug and alcohol addictions. And there was a lot of sessions from ministers regarding that, a lot of funding announced through the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing to support new housing initiatives. And the other focus was around building the economy of rural and northern Ontario communities post-COVID. There is lots of emphasis on how to rebuild the economy, how to get people back to work, and creating initiatives to address some of the challenges that have been experienced, not only to the businesses, but also to the residents as well. So looking forward to seeing what the province puts out in further funding initiatives, and taking advantage of those for Manitouwadge and the residents here. On some good news, we have the ski hill up and running. Thanks to Katie and the staff at the ski hill. It opened last Saturday, and we had over 60 skiers come out. The hours of operation typically will be Saturday and Sunday from noon until 5, but this Friday is a PA day, and so we'll also be open from noon until 5. The arena, curling arena, is almost complete. The line painting will take place next week. And also we're planning for Frosty Days, which is the family day long weekend in February, February 18th to the 21st. So there are events planned, but we're also looking for some of our service groups to come forward with ideas for outdoor activities. Under the new regulations, effective Monday, January 31st, our recreation center will be able to reopen again at reduced capacity, but we're looking forward to being able to see the skaters back out on the ice and the hockey players. And that's it for now.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Resolved that Council is in receipt of Administration Report ADM 2022-06 submitted by Florence McLean, CAO, regarding personnel policy.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. 3 new personnel policies to add to the binder. The first one being computer security, recognizing that the township utilizes software licenses for the majority of its operations, and just putting it in policy that that staff will ensure the computer integrity of both the hardware and the software that we utilize in our day-to-day operations. The second policy is, it defines the acceptable use for computer, internet, and email. It talks about what acceptable use is and what unacceptable use is, so that staff are aware. And then the third policy is a very important policy. It's the Code of Ethics policy for not only management but also for staff. And it outlines very closely with the strategic plan that Council approved in 2021 regarding the corporation as an excellent employer, and very closely aligns with what is ethical behavior and unethical behavior, and ensuring that the township remains a great place to work. So with your approval, we will add these policies to the binder.
Are there any questions about anything on the policy? No. Okay. And be it further resolved that upon conclusion of Council's review and consideration, that Council approves personnel policy number 2021-39, the computer security policy, and further that Council approves personnel policy number 2021-43, the acceptable use for computer, internet, and email policy, and further that Council approves the personnel policy number 2021-51, the Code of Ethics policy. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Scampanella, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that Council is in receipt of Administration Report ADM 2022-07 submitted by Florence McLean, CAO, regarding establishment of a Community Emergency Response Program Committee.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. One of the requirements under the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act is that Council establish a committee of Council to oversee the emergency management program. And the requirement is that they meet twice a year to review the emergency response plan and to provide guidance and advice and recommendations to Council on the effectiveness of the plan, make recommendations for changes, and then also look at the program itself in terms of the equipment that is available to the emergency control group, and make recommendations for purchases of equipment that will assist them in an emergency. Typically, things like a dedicated phone line for the emergency response room, a fax machine, alternate forms of communication if the phone lines go down. And for example, one of the items that has been purchased in previous years is the generator to allow the municipal office to continue to run. So that would be an item that was dedicated to the emergency control group in terms of being able to continue operations. So the establishment of this committee of council, again, is a requirement under the Act and is one of the items that will help us achieve compliance on an annual basis. So the other items would be the meetings, the recommendations to council, and then also holding one emergency exercise, whether it's a real exercise out in the field or whether it's a desktop exercise. So in the past, we have looked at winter storms and the kind that can close highways for 3 days and where we lose power. So what is it that the municipality does in an emergency situation like that, and how we can continue to operate and provide goods and services to the residents in a situation where there's no power and the highways are closed. So those types of exercises all allow us to keep our compliance on an annual basis. We test the plan. So this is the first step, and with your approval, we will go ahead and plan a meeting to review the emergency response plan.
Any questions? And be it further resolved that upon conclusion of Council's review and consideration, Council approves the establishment of a committee of Council to oversee the emergency management program, and further that Council appoints the following members to the committee: Mayor John McEachern or designate, Florence McCain, CAO and CEMC, Jolene Keogh, Clerk and alternate CEMC, Don Kruger, Fire Chief, Darren McKenzie, Director of Public Works and Facilities, Staff Sergeant Camilla Duchesne, Ontario Provincial Police or designate, and the Recording Secretary. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Scampanel, being a bylaw to appoint a fire chief be read a first and second time.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Don Kruger. Don, you want to come up to the big table? And I did ask Don to say a few words. So.
Yes, so thank you very much. I'd just like to thank Council and the members of the hiring committee for this opportunity. The office staff, I'm sure, are sick and tired of me saying how excited and happy I am to be here, but I am extremely excited and happy to be here. And I've already got to work, but I'm looking forward to getting to work and accomplishing a lot of great things going forward. So thank you again. And I will do my best to assure you that you've made the correct choice.
Thank you very much.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you, Don, and also I do want to thank the town of Marathon for lending us Fire Chief Earl Grigg and also all the support that he has provided to us, and then I know he'll be a big support to you as well.
Yes, he's done a great job keeping the seat warm, and he's been extremely helpful with the transition. One thing I also would like to add to, I don't know if it's the appropriate time to do that, but I know in past years, the Fire Chief provided an annual report to Council at the end of the year. I find that would be a lot of work in a short period of time, so going forward I intend to provide monthly reports to Council, and I will prepare them for the first council meeting of each month. And that way, I think council will be better informed on what's going on with the fire department as we move throughout the year. So let you all know that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And furthermore, be read a third time, passed and numbered as bylaw number 20-2022-06. All in favor? Congratulations, you're now a fire chief. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Hudson, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Township of Manitowoc at its meeting held on Wednesday, January 26, 2022, be read a first and second time. And further be read a third time and passed and numbered as bylaw number 2022-07. All in favor? Moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that the regular meeting adjourned at the hour of 7:15. All in favor?